So-called honor killings are a frightening fact of life in many Middle Eastern countries. Women murdered because, according to their culture, they have somehow dishonored the family. The United Nations says about 5,000 honor killings happen every year, and now it's happening in America with increasing frequency. A new report from the Justice Department finds that between 23 and 27 honor killings happen every year right here in the U.S. And Greg Jarrett has been looking into this issue, and he joins us now live. Hey. So why does this happen?
Well, it is frightening, those numbers that you just recited. Look, certain cultures bring to America the good and the bad. Honor killings is the bad. It is now happening with increasing frequency here in the United States. It is wives and daughters and sisters who are perceived by family cultural standards to have shamed the family by doing such things as dating non-Muslim men, wearing Western clothing, refusing an arranged marriage, asking for a divorce, or even having any physical or verbal contact with a man you're not married to, and that's when the violence begins.
Incredible. You actually did a one-hour compelling documentary on this issue, and you focused on one very notorious honor killing. Tell us about that one.
Spent a couple of years doing this and a lot of time down in Texas. That's where it happened. Yasser Saeed is his name. He was a cab driver down in Irving, Texas. He lured his two beautiful teenage daughters, Amina and Sarah, to the back of his cab. He turned around with his handgun. There they are. He fired 11 times. Amina was shot twice, Sarah 7 times. Somehow, Sarah managed to call 911 literally during the shooting.
Irving 911, what is your emergency? What's going on, ma'am?
I'm dying, that's what's up. Oh my God.
Stop, Dad. Stop shooting me. Well, Yasser Saeed is still at large. He vanished. And he's near the top of the FBI's most wanted list. So if you have any information, if you recognize his face, give the FBI a call. But by the way, Amina and Sarah Saeed's offense, guess what? They were dating non-Muslim men, so their father executed them.
Absolutely heartbreaking. And 23 to 27 such honor killings every year, according to this new DOJ report. Tell us about some of the others.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more because a lot aren't reported, but we have some faces we can show you. For example, Noor Al-Maliki in Arizona, run over by her father, Faleh, there he is on the left, with his car. She had simply become too westernized, so he killed her. Asiya Hassan in Buffalo, beheaded by her husband, Muzammil, for requesting a divorce. Woman in Phoenix beaten and tied to her bed by her parents. She was actually padlocked to her bed because she declined an arranged marriage. Another individual murdered by her father, stabbed to death. The mother actually held her down. I mean, it's awful. That's the only word to use.
Yeah, and it's not just killings, as you mentioned. It can be beatings and arranged marriages and just other
forced
abuses.
Marriage, that's a part of it. Female genital mutilation is also a horrible part of it. And it's not just women. Some men, if they are perceived by the family as being homosexual, for example, they too can be killed.
And law enforcement, their hands sort of tied because a lot of these families don't cooperate.
Yeah, I went down to Irving, Texas. They refused to call it honor killing, even though the entire family did, because, you know, a lot of law enforcement, they don't want to be deemed as culturally insensitive, but that prevents social service, for example, from intervening, alerting law enforcement, and women suffer in silence as a consequence.
Very interesting and tragic story. Greg Jarrett, thank you so much. John?